UCLA football just caught a massive break in their coaching search, and it all centers around one name. That's right, the guy next to me here, Bob Chesney from James Madison. This feels like the perfect storm coming together for the Bruins and why Chesney could be the guy to finally unlock the program's potential. As always, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We're pushing hard to hit 5,000 subs by the end of the year, and your support means everything to get there. We cover all things Big Ten, every single Big Ten team, okay? No Big Ten team gets left out here. We push back on the national noise of the SEC bias, the national media where they get it wrong. And here at the Big Ten Huddle, we keep it real. You know, we're going to praise you when you deserve praise, and we're going to come after you when you deserve to come after a little bit. So hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate you being here. All right, so first off, a quick reset where UCLA stands right now, because context in all of this is key. The Bruins are finishing up a roller coaster 2025 season, and it's been a wild ride since they parted ways with former running back there at UCLA and now former coach DeShaun Foster just 3 games into the year. Starting 0-3, it made sense and nobody was really arguing it. Foster's tenure didn't pan out the way anyone hoped it would. Recruiting was okay in areas, but it did dip. There was on-field inconsistencies and that sense that the program was just kind of drifting away. So athletic director Martin Jarmond pulled the trigger early, handing the reins over to interim head coach Tim Skipper. And man, did Skipper deliver at first. The Bruins rattled off 3 straight wins. Michigan State, they got one against Penn State as well. That Penn State game was an absolute stunner. UCLA, the team everyone was writing off, handed the Nittany Lions one of the ugliest losses of the year, probably the most surprising loss this year. It was a kind of momentum swing that had Bruin Nation dreaming big. Again, maybe this Tim Skipper's guys got it figured out. Maybe Jerry Neuheisel's the guy, right? But then there's the reality check that after that win streak, UCLA faced Indiana, and then they dropped 4 in a row. The shine wore off a bit at that point, and that now they head this weekend into their regular season finale against number 17 USC. Currently, right now, they're sitting at 3-8, but amid all of that, the coaching search is humming. But one name keeps rising to the top: Bob Chesney. And over the last week, the stars have aligned in a way that's got to feel like an absolute gift for UCLA. So about Chesney, because this guy, his resume is full of stuff of coaching fairy tales, right? At 48 years old, first of all, he's got the best hair of any coach out there, okay? If there's a reward for that, he's getting that that award right now. But other than that, he's a Pennsylvania native who grew up about 100 miles away from State College. More on that Penn State angle here in a second. But Chesney starred at Dickinson College, then carved out an incredible path as he climbed the ladder. He started as a head coach at Division 3 Salve Regina, moved on to Division 2 Assumption, and then he turned Holy Cross into an FCS powerhouse. We're talking 5 Patriot League titles in 6 years, 3-time head coach of the year honors. Holy Cross doesn't do that, okay? That's not the program that makes that happen. So for Bob Chesney to go there and make that happen, it was spectacular. But the guy doesn't just win. He builds dynasties on shoestring budgets. Fast forward to the FBS, and after Kirk Cinetti bolted, James Madison for Indiana, it looked like, okay, well, Kirk Cinetti, that was all they had going for him. That's not the case, because Chesney stepped in and hasn't missed a beat. And this season, the Dukes are 10-1 this year, ranked number 21 in the AP poll, and sitting pretty as a potential Group of 5 playoff representative. But it's not just this year, because his career record is 130-51 with 7 conference championships. Never a losing season. Never, ever. Never a losing season. He is a player development, culture building, and squeezing every ounce out of your resources type of guru coach that you need at UCLA. And in this NIL transfer portal era where the haves are pulling further ahead and the have-nots are kind of scaling back, Chesney's the ultimate more with less kind of guy. ESPN's Greg McElroy said it best on his latest Always College Football podcast. He called Chesney the quote obvious hire for UCLA. Just straight up. He said he's the dude you have to go after. McElroy put it like this. He said, quote, "You have to find a guy that uses kind of the Moneyball approach, if you will, to evaluate talent and to get guys to buy in and create organizational consistency so that you can actually play against the likes of the teams who are forced to play against that have deeper resources, end quote. That's UCLA to a T right now. They're in the Big Ten facing juggernauts. They have Ohio State, Oregon's out there on the West Coast, a newfound juggernaut. Indiana, this year, last year as well, and looks like it's going to continue on for years. Go check out our transfer portal video where I listed tons of names of guys who are going to come back to Indiana and just continue to make them a powerhouse program here in the Big Ten and also in college football. But their NIL collective isn't matching the SEC behemoths dollar for dollar, and really the behemoths of the Big Ten either. Yet reports say that Jarmond's got the green light to go big with some of the resources. Unlimited potential if they fully commit. If they do that, Chesney is the hungry program builder you need. Maybe he can utilize all of that right away. Maybe he can build the culture right away. But the point is that Chesney's done it everywhere he's been, so he might as well try and do it again in Westwood. He's number one. Chesney's not just on the list of candidates. According to multiple reports, he's number one. He's already had that last one log substantive sit down with Jarmond and the committee. They love the track record, the development, the fact that he's never been, a yes man waiting for scraps. He's always been the first choice at places that spotted his talent early. Now, all of this is great, but the fear has always come back to, has always been that another program might come in for Chesney. He wants more than UCLA, because let's just be honest. Right now, UCLA, it's not a top 10 job. It's not a top 15 job. Probably, it's not even a top 20 job right now in the country. But the great news is that the coaching carousel has cleared out some of the roadblocks, okay? Just last week, Virginia Tech was initially one of the hottest landing spots for Chesney, and they went for James Franklin instead. Chesney's reps had quietly kind of been shopping him around. Just 3 Power 4 spots seemed to be the most interested: Virginia Tech, Penn State, and of course UCLA. Virginia Tech's off the board now. Obviously, they hired James Franklin. That leaves Happy Valley and Westwood. And here's where it gets even better for the Bruins, because Penn State is right now cooling on Bob Chesney. As Chris reported on our Penn State coaching show on Thursday morning on this channel, the Nittany Lions seem locked in on either the mystery candidate or someone else over Chesney. And it's not necessarily a thing against Chesney, it's just that's kind of the way that the process has gone. And whispers say that if it's not the mystery candidate, it could be the interim head coach Terry Smith or Kalen DeBoer. Terry Smith does kind of keep popping up like clockwork a little bit in some of these conversations, so I wouldn't be surprised if Terry Smith eventually becomes the head coach, but we'll see what happens. If Penn State sneaks into a bowl this Saturday, don't be shocked if they just go ahead and hire Terry Smith or this mystery candidate if he's willing to take the job at that point and call it a day. Or even if Alabama loses to Auburn, DeBoer might be the one who ends up at Penn State. Momentum's building there, and Chesney has appeared to kind of slide down their list a little bit. Sure, the come home narratives write themselves. He grew up in Pennsylvania, starred nearby. He kind of echoes Cignetti's move a little bit. Budget, facilities, transition, make it a top 10 job, no question. But also that status also kind of leaves Penn State fans wanting more than just a G5 coach. I personally think it'd be a good hire, but fans and the status of the program say maybe they should want more. So yeah, UCLA's path just got a whole lot clearer. Multiple outlets, reputable insiders, and people behind the scenes are saying that Chesney's availability makes him the heavy favorite at this point. It's been a noisy week and a half in this search and everything. There's been public negotiations, rumors flying, but if you're a Bruin holding out hope for Chesney, hang on tight. The mutual interest here is real. UCLA's ready to move quick with real money on the table. The moment Chesney's season wraps up, playoffs or not, they can extend and close. And Chesney hasn't inked that extension with James Madison yet. He's been polite, non-committal in public. Classic move if you're a 10-1 head coach that's been great everywhere you've been and chasing history. The question isn't if, it's when and where Bob Chesney will go. And right now, all signs point out west. Of course, nothing's perfect. One knock on Chesney is that he's never coached out on the West Coast. His whole career's really been up in New England, in the Mid-Atlantic, Sal Regina, Assumption to Holy Cross to JMU. He's not been in on any Pacific time zone detours at all. So, and also his coaching tree, it's not exactly one of legends. That he doesn't have a past with Nick Saban or Pete Carroll. And Pete Carroll might not be the best example for a UCLA video, but he's not been like a disciple of one of those great coaches. So I get there is skepticism here by some, But coaching searches are fluid, and people weren't sure on some of the hires until the ink dried. So, although Chesney looks like the guy here, we don't know completely for sure until the ink dries. I'm putting my stamp on Chesney. I think he's going to be the guy. But from what we're hearing, this one does sound like he is the one. UCLA is in the driver's seat now. Whether they land Chesney or they pivot to a Jedd Fisch from Washington or a Sean Lewis from San Diego State, or maybe even like an Alex Golish from South Florida. Sounds like he's more Arkansas right now. But that's kind of where it's at. It's their call at this point. Bob Chesney is the one for the taking if they want to make the offer. But Chesney seems like the fit, and it's too good to ignore for me. But what do you think? Would love to hear your thoughts, your comments. Is Chesney the right guy to turn the Bruins around? Would you take him at UCLA over waiting for a bigger splash, or would you take a Sean Lewis? Do you think you have to go after Jedd Fisch more? I don't think Jedd Fisch is going to happen, but maybe you make him an offer he can't refuse. Or does Penn State wake up and make a run at Chesney? Drop your takes in the comments. I do try to read them all. I don't always get to all of them if some of the comments are late, but I do try. If this breakdown helped cleared anything up for you with that noise, please do hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our coverage of USC UCLA this weekend or the full coaching carousel chaos. You know for sure that if UCLA wins that game, we're going to be singing their praises here on this channel, so check it out. Appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so much. Have a great one, and I'll see you next time.